B minus, but with the linebacking news, that did get bumped up. But yeah, I think I agree with all your points on NFL Network grading them at an A. That is exactly what I wanted to bring up. So nail on the head.
All right, and we have about 9 minutes before we have to take our quick break. So let's get through the Giants, and then we'll take a break, and then we'll finish up with the Eagles, Washington football team, and our This Week in Sports history. All right. So the Giants, they were not happy that the Cowboys traded up with the Eagles because that meant that they couldn't get their boy Devontae Smith. So they traded back with the Bears, and boy, did they get a good haul from the Bears, and it culminated in their first-round pick, wide receiver Kadarius Toney from Florida. If you've never seen Kadarius Toney play football, you're going to be amazed when you look at his highlights. He's so good. He's small, he's fast, but he's strong, and he's fucking, slippery. I don't even know how to describe. I'm not doing him justice when I say that he makes corners look silly. Like, he is already, in my opinion, a top 10 route runner in the NFL, hasn't even played a snap. That's how good he is. Then their second pick, linebacker Azeez Oluwari from Georgia. Then they go with Aaron Robinson, the corner from Central Florida. Then they go with Ellerson Smith, the linebacker from Northern Iowa. Their fifth pick, Gary Brightwell, the running back from Arizona. And they finish their draft with Rodarius Williams, the corner from Oklahoma State. So the Giants, for the most part, looked at what they needed as well, and they did attack. They need another wide receiver. Now they got Galladay. Is Sterling Shepard really a guy that you want to keep around? He hasn't been healthy, hasn't been so great. Maybe look at replacing him. Darius Slayton's been fantastic. So I think Kadarius Toney is a guy that can. I feel like he'd replace Slayton better, but that means you're bumping Slayton into Shepard's role, which I think he'll do well. But are they going to, consistently swap out wide receivers, or are they going to plan on getting rid of one of their receivers? And if they do, it's probably Sterling Shepard. So it's a little bit of a questionable move for me, but it's also, I love watching Kadarius Toney play football. So I like that a lot. That's why that's my best pick for the Giants. My worst pick, and this is just because I needed to find something I didn't like, because I also really like them getting Oluwari. They're going to pair Garrett Bradbury with Robinson in that secondary that also has Jabril Peppers. So the Giants' defense is very strong, and will take them far if their offense can get their act together. Ellerson Smith, a linebacker, a little bit of a depth pick. They don't really need him. The biggest issue for me, and again, it's just minor, is Gary Brightwell, running back from Arizona. Why even bother drafting a running back when you literally just let Wayne Gallman walk? Like, it doesn't make any sense. Wayne Gallman came in when Saquon got hurt and ran like he was a top 10 running back. Did he have all the stats? No. But did he play like he belonged being a starter in the NFL? You bet your ass he did. And the Giants shouldn't have just let him walk. So that's my biggest head scratcher, along with there wasn't too much they could do. So for my grade, simply because they only had 6 picks and they didn't maximize what they could have gotten out of a few of those 6 picks, I gave them also a B, and the NFL Network also gave them an A.
I give them simply for landing Kadarius Toney.
He's so good.
I think think the receiving cores are really going to be shaping up on that team, and also from before I give Cowboys a B as well.
Oh, sorry, sorry we skipped over you. But I also want to just go on record. I've been talking with some of my friends, and we were asked, who do we think is the most overrated and most underrated players at each position? And when quarterback came up, I said I think Daniel Jones is the most underrated quarterback in the NFL.
It's a bold claim.
I think he's the most underrated. I really do.
Build the team around him.
Yep, and that's what they're doing. They got him. They also didn't draft a lineman, so I should have said that as well for why they didn't get a better grade. They needed a lineman. They didn't get one. So, Daniel Jones, it's his year, make or break, I guess.
Yeah, for sure, his make or break year. I like their draft for what they did with a limited amount of picks. You gotta love the Tony pick. Obviously they wanted DeVonta Smith.
DeVonta Smith wanted them.
Yeah, but it was a great move to trade back, and they made another trade in the draft, and they drafted really good players at good draft capital. So you can't hate anything they did. So A- from me. I thought they had a very solid draft. Dave Gettleman almost never trades down. He did. It seems like he maybe should consider it more often because he had some very good success.
He did. All right. So that's going to be it for the first half of the show. We'll be back in just about a minute. You're listening to DanDanTony Sports. All right, and thank you for listening. We are back with second half of the NFC East Draftermath. Now, I just want to confirm, Dan O'Shea, you said B for Cowboys, A- for Giants, right?
Yes.
Okay. And I said B for both. And Dan Beebe, you said B for Cowboys. I forget, what was your grade for the Giants?
Mine?
Yes, for the Giants.
A.
A for the Giants. Okay. Now we're going to move on to the Philadelphia Eagles. They also had like all of the teams from the state of Pennsylvania, the Philadelphia Eagles, the Pittsburgh Steelers, you just keep them. No, thank you.
I don't like many of their teams.
Nope. The state of Pennsylvania is lovely, though, by the way. If you ever get a chance to go to Pennsylvania, take it. Lovely state. Amish country, gorgeous. Anyways, the Eagles, I don't even know what to say about the Eagles draft. their first pick, they drafted DeVonta Smith, who clearly does not want to be a Philadelphia Eagle. Like, when he got drafted, he was visibly annoyed. Like, not as annoyed as Justin Fields was when the Bears drafted him. But he was visibly annoyed, and it seems like he's trying to make the best of the situation. The day after the draft, I think it was, he tweeted out, "Where's the best place to get a Philly in Philly?" So, let's hope he can make the best of it, but also let's hope he wants to trade out because he's very fucking good. I don't want him on the Eagles. So, yeah, DeVonta Smith, the first pick, wide receiver from Alabama. Second pick, they went with Landon Dickerson, the linebacker from Alabama. And I just want to do a quick little side note and ask you guys, how the fuck did Dylan Moses go undrafted? How?
Good point.
How did Dylan Moses go undrafted? Because he did.
Yeah, it's always surprising who falls completely out of the draft. And, there's always a couple of guys that get scooped up, and you're like, how? And how did my team not get them?
For real. Like I was just, messaging back and forth with a couple of friends, and we were updating each other on picks, and we had a recurring joke where we were like, and the Seahawks take blah, blah, blah. Dylan Moses still not drafted. And this team takes this player. Dylan Moses still not drafted. And that went on for 3 rounds. It's crazy. How he didn't get drafted blows my mind. But we're not here to talk about that linebacker from Alabama. We're here to talk about Landon Dickerson, linebacker from Alabama, who, unfortunately for him, has made his way to Philadelphia. Their third pick, they went with Milton Williams, the defensive tackle from Louisiana Tech. Their fourth pick, Zach McPherson, the corner from Texas Tech. Their fifth pick, they went with Kenneth Gainwell, running back from Memphis. Their sixth pick was Marlon Tuipulotu. I'm sorry if I said it wrong. The D tackle from University of Spoiled Children, the Trojans. Seventh pick, they went with Taron Jackson, the defensive end from Coastal Carolina. Eighth pick, Jacoby Stevens, linebacker from LSU. And their final pick, Patrick Johnson, linebacker from Tulane. Now, for the player that they drafted best, I want to say is DeVonta Smith is their best draft pick. Because he's just that damn good. Because Jamar Chase sat out last season, DeVonta Smith was the best player in college football. It wasn't Trevor Lawrence. It wasn't Zach Wilson. It wasn't Justin Fields. It was DeVonta Smith. And he deserved that Heisman.
He has the trophy to prove it.
Yep. But I can't give that the best pick for a couple of reasons. One, I don't like who's throwing the ball to him. And I know that having a great wide receiver really helps a young quarterback, especially one that will struggle in passing games, which he will. Jalen Hurts will struggle in passing. He's not that good at it. Dude's extremely athletic. Great football player. Great college quarterback. Put up some good passing numbers against the conference that doesn't play defense. But in the NFL, he's not going, in my opinion, he's not going to be a real threat with his arm. And you can make the argument that DeVonta Smith is going to help that. Because of DeVonta Smith's size, I don't think that's the case. To help a quarterback like that, I think you need a guy that wins jump balls, goes up, grabs the ball. And that's not DeVonta Smith. Smith is the kind of guy that runs crisp, clean routes, and you hit him in stride and he's gone. That's the only reason I don't like the pick. I feel like they would have been better off later in the draft getting a guy like Rondale Moore. But, that whole, he's so supremely talented, we've got to get him. I get it. I also like I like the Landon Dickerson pick, but I think that defense is just so lacking for real substance. that I think for me it's got to be Milton Williams.